Hello, my friends. I would ask you to take a nice deep breath in and a big sigh. Let the breathing come back to normal. And just first off, I'd like to give my thanks to the Spirit United spiritual community. Today, we did a gathering there today. It was just so beautiful, both present on location, but also hybrid, also with a Zoom call, which is really beautiful. And I just like to touch base briefly on what we touched on today because I think it's an important subject. And that is the subject of thriving and making the choice to thrive and making the choice to thrive right now, today. It's like making the choice to breathe. You have to step up to it. And to me, thriving is recognizing that even though this is such a challenging time, it is a time of transformation. And in order for us to ride, to ride the wave of that transformation, we have to be on board with it. We have to love what is. In order to get to where we want to go, we have to love where we are. Right? If you're in Minneapolis and you want to go to Chicago, you can't pretend that you're starting off in Madison. You have to admit where you are. In order to get where you want to go, you have to accept where you are and love the opportunities in that space. That's how we're going to get to where we need to be. And so that comes through thriving. Thriving is a really, really tough thing to do right now for a lot of us. And yet we have to make that choice to thrive. You know, many of us have family members with very major health issues right now. I myself have a family member who has a major health issue in my very close extended family. You know, very, very important to me. You know, and so what I'm saying is that combined with that and some of the political stuff we see going on in the world and all the confrontation and seemingly unwillingness to find a way to connect, I felt myself get really, really down. I had a personal health issue, and it was so easy for me to get down. And then I remembered, hey, I'm on the 40 days. And in the 40 days, anything that happens is meant to happen. This is my own cosmology. And my belief is that it's happening for me rather than to me. And so that makes me connect with the need to choose to thrive. Thriving is a heroic act. Thriving is like going towards the North Star. It doesn't have to... The North Star doesn't change its location based on the tumultuousness of what's happening in our own lives. It's always there and steady. And my point is our true North Star is our heart. Our heart is leading to where we need it to be. There's a great teacher by the name of Adida who talked about the fact that having a closed heart is like having a clenched fist. You know, at least that's my understanding of what he said, just off the top of my head. But that's the truth. We can't go through this with a closed fist. And we can't go through this unless we recognize that if we don't thrive, we're not going to find the best direction for us. Thriving changes based on the situation. If you have a family member who's having a major health crisis, thriving might mean one thing. It might mean something else in a different situation. Thriving might mean a different element, for instance, if we're looking at the way we're dealing with each other in the world. But I want to encourage you to choose to have the courage to thrive. I used to have the idea that having a burning desire was a bad thing because when I first learned about this idea from Buddhism, that desire was the root of all suffering, at the same time I was learning that in manifestation practice that having a burning desire is our process for getting where we want to go. And so I couldn't understand how these two things could happen at the same time. How can you choose to have a burning desire? How can you choose thriving when you know people are suffering? But my point is that if we don't choose to thrive, we are not going to be able to shift that suffering. So let's do it, you and I. Let's choose to thrive today. Let's make sure we're asking positive questions. Let's be sure that we are intending to go towards what we truly value, our true North Star, kindness, compassion, joy, and positive indifference, and also those supplemental elements that are positively supportive of that. Let's thrive. Let's have the strength and the courage to thrive. A courage that is not about a capitulation. It's not about a capitulation. It's about a surrender to what is. Remember, Surrendering to what is not a statement of weakness, it's a statement of strength. So, I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen for me. Here we go, or with me. Here we go. So have the courage to find beauty in life just as it is. Have the courage to thrive and build on that thriving to get to where we want to be. This is a surrender that we can have with a twinkle in our eye, and a surrender and a sense of humor that is not, again, a capitulation. I'm going to bring my hands into prayer position, and I bow to you because I know that you and I can thrive together. Namaste.